A prayer coordinator is very important in the prayer ministry of the congregation, and you're going to be a big blessing to your pastor in this prayer ministry. And so, just to kind of give you a little overview of your role as prayer coordinator, you can add people to any role in the prayer ministry team. And so that's just a big blessing. That means your pastor doesn't have to do all the keystroking. It means you can walk people through just questions they would have about setting up their account in your church's prayer database. You can edit and delete prayer requests. That's important and helpful to the overall efficiency and accuracy of the ministry. You can edit and delete prayer calendar events. We're going to look in just a little bit at the prayer calendar and how that works, and you'll be able to edit and delete prayer calendar events. You can edit information on prayer ministry team members. There's just a lot that you can do. You can add other people to the different roles in the prayer ministry of the church. And so what you really end up doing is you free up your pastor to focus on those aspects of what he is called to do, that really only a pastor does. And so he can focus more of his time and effort on the spiritual nurture, the spiritual discipleship and oversight and coordination of ministry. You're just a real blessing to your pastor, and so I thank God for your partnership with him in this ministry. So let's look at the top two buttons here. Anything you want to know about the prayers of the church, you click on these top two buttons. So you want to add or see the prayers of the church, click on that top button. And then this is going to do some neat stuff for you. So here's all the prayers of the church right there, and that's great. You can see all the public prayers. You can add a public prayer. You can add a confidential prayer. Confidential prayers only go to the pastor. Then one of the things that this app does for you is it calls out for you the people who you are coordinating care for. And there's a filter here. There's a member, visitor, community, or other filter. So here's the members that you are providing care for. And again, as I mentioned, this is an actual prayer database for our outreach in Newark. And so I'm accessing it in the role of a prayer coordinator in this database. So if you want to see the visitors who you are coordinating care for, you do that. Community, other. There's a keyword search here. So as your list gets bigger, and as you get older, like myself, you need some help remembering things. You can do a keyword search, and it'll find, whatever it is you're looking for. You can export this information. There's 3 different formats. Excel is the most popular one. That's handy. You can have a backup on your computer, take with you. You're going somewhere, somebody doesn't have Wi-Fi or doesn't use a computer, it's helpful that way. You can print practically every page screen that you see in this app. You can print it out. So that's just real handy. You can alpha sort any of these columns. If you're working off your smartphone, you can call directly off the screen. If they have the email address, you can send them an email, see their picture. So these are people that you're caring for and coordinating care for. So if you want to see the caregiver's notes for Travis, for example, you just click on that and you see here's Travis, and it's like we don't have his last name, but then let's say you found out in following up that his last name was Smith, so you can just add that in, put in Smith. There's the concern or celebration. There's a prayer coordinator. That's you. You have not put any notes yet to the pastor. Now your notes only go to the pastor. So if you have an update, you want to put that in there. Your elder is Francis Pieper. Elder's notes only go to the pastor as well. That's because the elder's part of the pastoral office. Your board or ministry, there's no board or ministry assigned yet. So let's say you talked with the youth ministry board and they would be happy to help with that. You could click on that. There's no small group assigned yet. Let's say you talk with the discipleship ministry. They said they'd be happy to follow up. So you made those updates. You click on that. Form is successfully submitted. It's really that simple. If you want to see the work that you just did, just click back. They were a visitor. Click on that, and then you can go in and see the information. So the one that you updated was Travis Smith, and just click on that, and then you will see there is the information. So as you notice, it already has his last name updated in there. Okay, so also then there's connection points here with everybody. There's opportunity to have connection points. So what are the connection points? Well, for one, you can have a picture. So this is a church member, and they don't have a picture uploaded with their prayer request. So if they would like to have their picture with their prayer request, you can do that. Take the picture, upload the picture, and there it is. They're a member, so hopefully find out what their last name is. Put their last name in. Maybe it's Jones. Whoever knows what it is, put that in. Then church status is member, and then so here's some other connection points with them. Like for example, we don't have the phone number in there, so you look it up and you find out that's the phone number. Okay, so you put that in. So now that's a piece of information that everybody who's accessing the prayer ministry database can see this. And so what it does is, by using this technology, you make the information accessible 24/7. So people who want to care for people within the church that have prayer requests don't have to wait for the office to be open. They don't have to wait for somebody to be in the office when the office is open, and they don't have to wait for that person to be free when they're in the office when the office is open. You see what I'm saying? So it's just using modern technology is all that this is. It's leveraging modern technology to help us in our job of being in prayer. That's what we're called by the Holy Spirit to be in. So then they have an occupation, hobbies or interests. Their spouse's name is Tom. They have a golden retriever. Hit submit. You have something that you want to update there. And so then that goes in and everybody sees it. Okay, that's on the prayer ministry team. Okay. So that's how that works. You want to see all the public prayers. So these are all the public prayers. And so then this is kind of handy. It shows you who is helping with each prayer request, whether they're a prayer coordinator, an elder, or deacon, board or ministry, small group, individual prayer partner. So you're looking at your members. We've got these members, and they're all taken care of. And I created a test one here, and so you see that there's no elder or deacon, and so you talk with the elders or deacons. There's no board or ministry. You talk with the board or ministry that you think might be interested in helping out with Jim, and so you click on the view edit there, and you look here and you go down, you see elder, let's say board or ministry, youth ministry board would be interested in helping out. So you click on that and you update it, and you click submit, and then it's updated. It's just that simple. So then you go back a screen, and there's Jim, and there's the board or ministry now that you put in there. So that's kind of neat. If you want to see all of them at one shot, you can see all the prayer requests like this, and so then you can alpha sort by their name, by their concern or celebration, the date. So last summer, you'll see that all these dates are pretty close together, and reason for that is because last summer we had a mission team come. We did a prayer outreach. 150 households shared prayer requests, and so many of these are from that time period. And so you can use this for mission outreach however you want to. Phone numbers, you can alpha sort the list and pull up the phone numbers, emails, pictures. If you want to look at the prayer care that's being done for a person, you can pull that up. Look at the people who are doing it, what their notes are. You can edit the connection points for these prayer requests. So maybe there's something you learn about their occupations, their hobbies, their interests, whatever it is. You can put that information in, and then that is available to everybody on the prayer ministry team when they go to look at the prayer ministry of their church. And so that's just real handy. So these are this is the prayer ministry of the church, the prayers that you're coordinating the care for. And then another important button and feature of the app when it comes to the prayers of the church is the Google Maps. So this is just really nice. it has Google Map functionality built into it, and so the area in Newark where we're doing this outreach is zip code is 07104. Click on search, and then it's Google Maps. So then it pulls up for you, will populate for you the people who we are praying for that are members, that are visitors, that are community, and others. So like I mentioned, we had the mission team come last summer. 150 households shared prayer requests, and so these pins right here are real households that shared prayer requests. And so I have the web-based app saved to the home screen on my smartphone, so when I'm in Newark and I'm following up with these prayer requests, I'm walking along, I have my smartphone out, just sliding down the screen on the map. I get to somebody's house, all I have to do is click on the pin, just like you're seeing right here on the screen in front of you. There's the person's name, there's their prayer request. I don't need directions, I'm standing in front of their house. If I was coming from out of the area, I didn't know how to get here, I could have directions. It's easy, it's Google Maps, right? And so then there's a satellite feature, if you want to look at that, you can look at that. So one of the things that I do then when I'm following up, as I mentioned, this is a mission outreach there in the community, and so as when I'm talking with these people, as I'm following up with them, I'll ask them, I'll say, would you be interested in coming to one of the community Bible studies that we're starting? And so are hosting a community Bible study. And so the people who say yes, then what I do as a missionary, helping to plant a new community here, worshiping community, then I change their status to visitor. Okay, and so I use the app to help organize the follow-up. And so then these are the households that have said they are interested in community Bible study. And so I'll just give you like a real example. So this is Nancy and Abba. They're the first house that I called on when I was following up, and so I went to the front door, rang the doorbell, they answered the door. I said, hi, my name's Jim, Pastor Jim. We had a youth prayer outreach team come and ask how they could pray for you. There's a prayer request here for Nancy and it's for Parkinson's disease. Is that correct? And Abba is the man's name. He said yes, and he was so excited that I was there. He said, come in, and I want you to meet my wife. And so I came inside, and he said, let me get her. And then I saw on the other side of the dining room table there, laid out on a bed, was his wife, and probably took him 15 minutes to bring her around to sit on the couch there in the family room so we could sit down and talk and share with them and see how they're doing. And I went there to minister to them, and it was such a powerful thing because I saw this man who was so dedicated to his wife. She was suffering from Parkinson's disease. He would just wipe her mouth off and talk into her ears so she could hear what I was saying. They've been married for 60 years, 60 plus years. They came from Cuba during the crisis some years ago, and it's just a very amazing thing. And so she has Parkinson's disease, and so it's just getting to church on Sunday morning is not going to be real easy for this family, and they're just so thankful that this church was out in the community and seeing how they could pray for people, and they are just so glad whenever we have Bible study in their home and come and pray with them. And this is a household that this church was not connected with prior to doing this prayer outreach and then using this app to organize the information. And so now everybody in the church's prayer team can see this and follow up with them and build a relationship with this couple in their community. And we just praise God for this because it's God who opens the doors and prepares the hearts. So that's that. It's just really cool. You can do Google Map for the people you're praying for, whether they're members, visitors, community, or other. There's a lot of different ways you and your team can use it. Just real handy. So these are the buttons that get you to the information about the prayers of the church. In the next video, we're going to look at the prayer ministry team.